Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Ohio State Parks and Watercraft Virtual Open House. Let me start off by introducing myself. I am Brian Miller, the Southwest District Manager, and provide oversight to 14 state parks in Southwest Ohio. Also joining me today to assist with the presentation and the questions and answers are Catherine Connor, who is a naturalist in the Southwest District. And behind the scenes, we've got Sean Connor, who is also a naturalist in the Southwest District, who is producing today's presentation, and I want to thank them up front. With that, if you have any questions for us during today's event, please post them in the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen, and we'll do our best to answer them at the end of today's presentations. These virtual open houses are a statewide effort to stay in communication with all of you. In the Southwest District, we offer many parks with many different amenities, but today we're going to showcase Cowling Lake near Wilmington and the Little Miami Scenic Trail, which traverses through the counties of Greene, Warren, Claremont, and Hamilton counties. At this time, I'd like to introduce the park manager of these parks, who has been with the division for approximately 21 years, Melissa Clark.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking some time with us this morning. I want to start off by thanking the amazing staff that we have here. It takes a lot of work to keep a park like this operating well so that all of you can have a great experience when you're here. We have a tremendous staff working for you, and really it's a small core group of permanent employees. So we run these two parks with only 5 full-time and 3 part-time staff members. So everyone works really hard. They have a great dedication and love for the parks here, and they do an amazing job to make this experience really great for you while you're here. Some highlights of Cowan Lake. I think that there are a few things that make Cowan Lake special and really set us apart from the other parks. As we talk to guests and visitors, there's about 4 things that tend to come up all the time that I want to share with you about Cowan Lake. And the first thing is our family-friendly campground. Our guests love our laid-back, friendly atmosphere here. There's a lot of things for families, for kids to do while they're here. We have rentals and trails and a commissary, and I'll talk a little bit more about all of these things later. We have great volunteers and camp hosts that work to make the weekend special for our guests, like movie nights and kids crafts on Saturday mornings. But there's a lot that goes into making sure that you have a great time while you're here. And that's one thing that everybody talks about is our family-friendly campground. The other thing is our 10 horsepower limit lake. It is a small lake, about 700 acres, and it does have a 10 horsepower max on it. But this makes it a great lake for paddling, for sailing, for fishing, and for viewing our resident bald eagles. You don't get a lot of the cruising and the big wakes that you do on some of the other lakes. It's great for beginners that are just starting out paddling and want to learn, and for kids. So we think that's a really special feature of our park. We also have a fantastic spring wildflower display, and you may have a few more good days here to see our trillium in full bloom, but our trillium display here rivals the best in the state. So if you are into nature and wildflowers, make sure that you come visit us in the spring so that you can take in the beauty that we have here along our trails. And you can also see the trillium as you just drive through the campground. So it's very easy to get a good look at them. The last thing that people talk about our park is our nature center and our programming. We're really blessed and really lucky to have a permanent naturalist here. And you'll hear from her a little bit later, but that means we get to have a lot of programming. We have a nature center with animal ambassadors that live here year round, and that makes it really special and gives us a lot of things to do while you visit. So I do want to orient you, now that you know that you want to visit us, and highlight some of the places in our park. So we'll start at Osborne Road in our park office. So the park office is located, if you follow 730 out of Wilmington. We're just a few miles southwest of Wilmington in Clinton County. We're loosely bound by State Route 730, 350, and State Route 68. Our park office is right off of Osborne Road. If you take 730 out of Wilmington, past the World Equestrian Center, and turn onto Osborne Road, you'll come to the main entrance of our campground and where our park office is located. On a little down the main road, you'll find our cabin area. And to the left, one of the first buildings on the left is our nature center, and then you'll find the rest of our cabins back in that area as well. As you travel down the main road a little bit further, you'll come to the main part of our campground where all of our campsites are located. And then if you keep traveling down that main road, you'll pass the commissary, and then you'll get down to the end where we have a boat ramp and a beach for our campers. If we go back out to the main road, we'll travel around the lake off of State Route 730, and you'll come to the marina. And the marina has a boat ramp there, and they do some rentals. And continuing on around the lake, you'll get to our shelter house and dance pavilion area, along with our public beach. And there is a restroom there at the public beach for people to use. And then if we keep going around, we call it the east end. The east end of our lake has a youth fishing pond, a paddle dock, fishing pier, and then seasonal docks and a boat ramp. So I want to go into a little more detail about our campground. We have 227 electric sites. They all have 20, 30, and 50 amp service. We are really excited that this season we are opening our 10 brand new full hookup sites. So they are online reservable right now for the season. They are filling up fast. So if that interests you, make sure you get on and make your reservations quickly. We also have 17 tent-only non-electric sites, and they are located down near the campers beach. So you do get a nice view of the lake, and it's pretty quiet down there. All of our sites have a picnic table and fire ring. And we do get a lot of questions about which sites are shaded in our campground. So I will just tell you that in general, sites 1 through 60 and sites 211 through 237 are mostly shaded. You can see in this picture here down the middle of our campground, the main loop, we unfortunately did have to remove a lot of ash trees several years ago, so it's not as shaded as it once was. But we have worked with volunteer groups and we've planted hundreds of trees, new trees to replace those. So hopefully here in the next few years, those sites will be shaded again. One thing to keep in mind, the benefit of not having as many trees is that those sites do stay a little drier than the ones that are in our wooded area. So if that interests you, just keep those things in mind. We have a lot of amenities in our campground. Our commissary is probably one of the favorite places for all of our campers. Unfortunately, due to COVID last year, we did not open the commissary, and we heard a lot about it, and we were very excited that we are going to be able to open that commissary this season. We are getting ready for you there. We offer camping supplies, souvenirs, we have pizza, we have grill items, and then everyone's favorite hand-dipped ice cream. And you are going to want to come back time after time so that you can try all the different flavors. It's amazing, and everybody loves it. We do have, like I said before, a camper's beach and a boat ramp. We have a new playground that's currently being installed. It's located in the cabin area. You can see a picture of it there in the corner. We are so excited, and we know the kids are gonna love to play on this new playground. It's bigger than any other playgrounds that we have in the park, and we're really excited that we were able to add that for you this season. We also have basketball hoop. We have tetherball located throughout the campground. We have a new Gaga ball pit that an Eagle Scout built for us last year. So this will be the first real season that it'll be available. And then we have bike rentals, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboard rentals, all available through the commissary. Also, several of our trails are accessible in the campground. So why has the campground been closed since the end of October? There's been a lot going on. Some of it you won't even know ever happened because it took place underground. But over the last couple of years, Cowling Lake has gotten about $2.6 million in upgrades. And this last project was pretty big. We replaced all of the wastewater lines in our campground and cabin area. So things were dug up and kind of a mess here for a while, but it's getting back to normal. The grass is growing, and you'll be excited to see a few of the things that were upgraded. Most of it was underground with replacing the lines you won't see, but you will see the new gray water stations and water spigots throughout the campground area. You will also see new drinking fountains that are located throughout the area. We were also able to replace all the original plumbing in both of our shower houses, along with new hot water heaters in both shower houses, so you'll get a nice hot shower. And also we replaced the heating units in our shower house 1. With some federal COVID funding, we were able to do some major upgrades in our bathrooms and shower houses with our to our fixtures. So we have all new touch-free faucets, hand dryers, the flushometers. We have new LED occupancy censored lighting in all of our restrooms, shower houses, also in our commissary and our check-in station. So we were really excited that we were able to get this all put together for you in the off season while we were closed. Next, I want to talk about our cabins. We have 23 cabins. We have standard cabins. We have some standard pet-friendly cabins, preferred cabins, which have been completely renovated over the last few years. And then we also have preferred cabins that have fireplaces, and we have 2 ADA cabins as well. Like I said, the preferred were completely renovated several years ago, but we've also done some in-house improvements to our standard cabins. So we've painted them, we've replaced all the lighting fixtures with new LED lighting. We've put new TVs and new antennas in all of those cabins. We worked with Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections to refinish all the furniture in the standard cabins and also to get all the cushions reupholstered. So that stuff is nice and upgraded for you. We converted additional cabins to pet friendly. So now we have a total of 5 pet friendly cabins, and those are cabins 4 through 8. And then just a reminder that our cabins are open year round for you to come visit us in the off season as well. We have a couple other reservable amenities. We have a shelter house in the campground area that you are able to reserve. We also have what we call the dance pavilion, and it is a nice covered shelter area that is reservable. And then we have a large group camp area that's located in the east end of the park. So those are all amenities that you can reserve. You can do that by going to the Reserve Ohio website or calling 1-866-OHIO-PARKS. And just a reminder that cabins can be reserved up to 1 year in advance and campsites can be reserved up to 6 months in advance. So thanks for spending some time with us and hope to see you soon.
You are muted, Casper. Nope.
Hello. Well, my name is Mike Weikert. I'm a natural resource officer here at Southwest B, and our unit is also responsible for covering Cowan and the Little Miami River. After serving in the military, I received my bachelor's degree in criminal justice and began a career in law enforcement, and here I am as a natural resource officer. So what does a resource officer do, you ask? Well, largely we are responsible for lawful responsibilities on state parks and all the waterways here in Ohio. So let's now talk about all the recreational opportunities at Cowling Lake. So first off, there are several trails here at Cowan, as Melissa mentioned, that offer just very short, key, convenient ways to view some of the great land features here at Cowan. The first trail I'd like to mention is Dogwood Trail, which is rated more on the easy scale and is only about 0.7 miles long. Next, we have Emerald Woods Trail, which is also rated easy, coming in at about 0.6 miles long. We have a Spillway Trail, which is more difficult and lengthy, coming in at about 2.6 miles. And lastly, the Lotus Cove Trail. This is also more difficult but shorter, coming in at about 0.7 miles. Also, too, I want to let you know that Cowan is really close to Culberson Woods Trail, which is only about 10-15 minute drive away from Cowan. But also I just want to let you know this little secret if you also want to capitalize on all the trails that area has to offer. That trail is rated on the easy scale, coming in about 2.4 mile loop. So before you go out on the trails though, I really want to let you know on this great new app called the Detour App. This was created and is maintained by OhioDNR and offers a really convenient way to just explore every single trail that the state parks have to offer you. So before you go out on those trails and decide which one you want to hit, just download that app, open it up, and then you'll be able to get step-by-step guidance as you maneuver through the trails. Next, I want to address the hunting that is offered here at Cowling Lake. There is several hunting areas that are permitted here at Cowan. Friendly reminder, be sure you get your hunting license. And also a pro tip, duck hunting is very popular. So if you're into duck hunting, come to Cowan. Next, let's talk about the swimming opportunities. So there are two beaches here. One is primarily for campers, which is located at the end of the Campground road past the store there on your left. Just keep going all the way down and you'll run into the lake, and then that Campground beach is located to the right of that boat ramp. So the beach, the public beach, offers 1,000 feet of sand along the lake shore. It is located to the south end of the lake. There are several changing houses and restrooms which are also available for your convenience. Swimming is permitted during daylight hours and only in designated areas. Please exercise caution when swimming at the beach, as there's no lifeguard on duty. The beach is a carry-in, carry-out area. There are no trash cans available, so please bring out what you bring in. And then also, please remember there is no glass or alcoholic beverages permitted on the beach. Next, let's talk about the boating opportunities. So Cowling Lake offers 700 acres with a 10 horsepower limit. So naturally, sailing and kayaking are most popular here. And there's a large area of lily pads towards the east side of the lake that our dredge crew manages and maintains. There's a very nice kayak canoe only trail through those lily pads that you absolutely have to check out. So there's a boat swim area and boat camp area are located to the north end of the lake as well. And also, if you don't own either canoe, kayak, or boat, well, you're in luck. You can also rent any and all of those there at our camp store, to include paddle boats seasonally. Next, we have several ramps and a dock at Cowan. There are seasonal docks available for rent, and there are 3 boat ramps which are located around the lake for ease of access, and an accessible kayak launch area at the marina. So the marina is operated by South Shore Marina, and they also rent your power boats, pontoon boats, and john boats, as well as any baiting needs you might have. So while we're talking about the water too, I really want to touch on safety. So when you're either swimming or just boating, please be advised, if you're not a good swimmer, or maybe you are, it's always a good idea to wear a life jacket. So also another good idea is not to boat alone. Bring a friend. Bring drinking water with you and snacks. And then also sunscreen is a good idea too, because there's no shade on the water. And remember, just because it is sunny in the upper 70s and whatnot doesn't mean the water is. So please be mindful of that and treat it with caution while you're on the lake. Lastly, resources for you. First and foremost, us. We're here for you. So if you see one of us, you have a question, you just want to say hi, please do so. We love to talk to you and just see how your day's going. So we also offer vessel safety checks, as you can see there on the screen. That's what those officers are doing. There's several things you're required to have while boating, depending on what vessel you're on. So just if you want to make sure you meet the criteria, stop one of us, or we'll go up to you if we don't see the little safety decal on the side of your vessel, just to make sure that you are practicing safe boating. And then also, if you are born after January 1st of 1982, you are required to have your boater safety education course. Just a friendly reminder. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Weikert. We really appreciate you taking some time today to tell us about Cowling Lake's recreation, but you might be thinking we missed one. Fishing is such a popular recreation here at Cowling Lake. We brought our fisheries biologist to tell you all about what's going on here at the lake.
Hello, my name is Justin Walters. I'm a fish biologist here with the Ohio Division of Wildlife in Southwest Ohio. The Ohio Division of Wildlife samples game fish on public waters across the state. We use this data to inform stocking decisions and fishing regulations. We start out in the spring by sampling black bass using an electrofishing boat when the fish are near the shore preparing to spawn. Surveys at Cowan show a great population of largemouth bass. A large proportion of the population is made up of older fish, and fish over 21 inches are found in each survey. Cowan is managed with a 15-inch minimum length limit to protect these larger fish. Crappie and bluegill are sampled in the fall with trap nets while they're gathering close to the bank. This type of net is basically a giant minnow trap with a lead attached to the bank. The crappie population of Cowling Lake is dominated by white crappie. The crappie population has improved drastically over the last 10 years. Growth rates are now at the district average, and catch rates are above the district average. The bluegill size and numbers are above the district average as well. Channel catfish populations are sampled using baited hoop nets in the summer. The catfish population of Cowan is dominated with channel catfish along with some bullhead. The fishery has a good population and good size structure. It's about average for our district. Saugeye are sampled in the late fall using monofilament gill nets. Saugeye grow well in Cowling Lake. Cowan saugeye growth rates and catch rates are above the average for the district, and Cowan has no minimum size limit, but there does have a 6-fish bag limit. Our reservoirs in Ohio are aging and the quality of fishing habitat is gradually declining. We try to help by making fish attractor reefs in the winter months. We typically use Christmas trees. These reefs offer a little help to the fish as well as the fishermen. We conduct these projects on most reservoirs in a 3 to 5 year rotation. Last winter, we placed several Christmas tree reefs at Cowan Lake. The actual fish attractor locations can be found on our Ohio Lake Map resource page, along with other popular high success shore fishing spots like the youth fishing pond, the fishing pier, and the dam. The youth fishing pond and the pier are located on the southeast side of the lake and can be found right off Yankee Road. This page that I was talking about also shows the many resources available to users like boat ramps, restrooms, and marina locations at Cowling Lake, as well as across the state. Another great resource that was developed during 2020 was our new Hunt Fish OH mobile app. The fishing side of this app allows you to buy a license for you and anyone in your fishing group. The map feature will also help you find the fish attractors that I talked about that are out on the lake while you're there. The app also has many other features like the current fishing regulations built right in. A lot of the information that I presented today can be found on our new website. By going to the new fishing reports and forecast page, anglers can now see our stocking numbers for each lake and some of our species-specific sampling results from our surveys. We are currently expanding this website for other lakes in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. We really appreciate you coming and spending a little time with us today. Another great feature that Melissa mentioned here at Cowan Lake is going to be the Nature Center. Let's have our naturalist Mandy come in and tell you a little bit more.
Hi everybody, this is Naturalist Mandy from Cowan Lake State Park, and on your screen you see our Nature Center. Now when you come this summer, it is not going to look like this in the front. We are currently going through a series of upgrades that are going to just surprise anyone who's been inside before. Some of the new displays you'll get to see are about our native pollinators, Cowan Lake's bald eagles, the American lotus that is beautiful here at the lake in summer, and the geology of Cowan Lake, including the fossils that are in the spillway. If the building is closed, you can still enjoy the Nature Center. There are multiple nature stations outside with information on them. Treetop Trail has boxes and signs that you can learn from. Here you see our pollinator garden with wonderful opportunities for photographs of your family. So we have the bumblebee, the Luna moth, the monarch, and of course our bald eagle nest. At the Nature Center, like the park manager mentioned, we do have animal ambassadors. So one of our animal ambassadors is Callie, the American kestrel, and she is with me here today. Callie lives in our Raptor House. This Raptor House is brand new. It was just finished last year. Callie and Bart, our barred owl, have been here for quite a few years. Our newest addition is Adina, the red-tailed hawk, and she is loving life in her new large enclosure. This Raptor House was built by our volunteer group, the Friends Caring for Cowan. This volunteer group is amazing. They're a 501c3 that helps us out here in the park, and they do more than just build raptor houses for us. They also restored cabin number 1, and cabin number 1 is now our environmental education center. This is wonderful for me when we have bad weather or it's really cold outside, or even during the winter months. I can still offer some programs and some fun activities and have a place where we're not always out in the cold. Speaking of our volunteers, our volunteer team is very large here at Cowan Lake. We have a very good group of volunteers that do our trail team. Our trail team is helps out the park maintenance staff, alerts us to big trees that are down, and they also help clean those trails and keep the pathways safe and beautiful for all of our visitors. Wade Hall is the president of our friends group. He is always willing to answer questions and get other people signed up to help us. Some of the other projects they've finished is the boathouse down at the Campground beach where I program out of. They also plant tons of trees in the campground because we are trying to reforest. And along with our volunteers, we have what I believe to be the best group of campground hosts in the state. They are so dedicated to this campground and help visitors night or day. And I just so much appreciate everything that they do here at the park. Our events are also supported by our volunteer group, whether there are big events like our fall camp out or just small events like our paddling programs. Our volunteers are there to help. We do offer a wide variety of watercraft programs here at Cowan Lake, including my favorite, adaptive paddle. We work with the local Department of Developmental Disabilities to bring in people with disabilities to go out on the lake in a canoe. Sometimes it's their first time, and it's a very special time for me. We also offer adaptive hikes. In the campground, you may see me with a wagon full of just the thing that I wanted to teach about that day. Sometimes I'll teach about pollinators or native trees, and maybe I'll even bring the animals like our box turtles through the campground for people to visit with. We do offer a lot of paddling. So we do canoe and kayak excursions, and when we are back to full programming status, there will be a message on our Facebook, but we will continue to offer the 9 a.m. every Saturday canoe and kayak wildlife excursion. And when the lotus are in bloom, that is probably the best time to come out and join us. Our archery program is normally in the afternoon on Saturday, and it is enjoyed by all. This year, I'm going to throw in some new things with our Raptor House, and I will be offering a raptor show on some nights where you actually get to see our red-tailed hawk enjoy her dinner. There's multiple other programs available at Cowling Lake on a monthly basis, and they're either pop up or they're on our monthly schedules. I hope to see you guys this summer, and I'm really looking forward to sharing this new nature center with you. See you at the lake.
Thank you so much, Mandy. We appreciate you and Callie taking a moment here to talk with us today. You will also sometimes get to see Mandy over at our other state park we'd like to talk about today, the Little Miami State Park. But let's bring our assistant manager, Kyle, to tell us more about this unique state park.
Hello, I'm Kyle Rank, the assistant manager for Little Miami State Park. I've been with OhioDNR for a little over 16 years now. So Little Miami State Park is a very unique state park. It's a 50-mile long paved multi-use trail that follows along the Little Miami River that traverses through multiple counties and many different towns. It starts at Hedges Road up in Greene County and goes all the way down to Terrace Park in Hamilton County. It's also a part of a much larger trail system of the Erie to Ohio, and parts of the Little Miami State Park are also part of the Buckeye Trail system. Little Miami State Park is it's a large part of a lot of the local economies, since the trail goes right through many different towns and villages. It's attraction to a lot of businesses. Along the Little Miami, you can find bike rentals, bike and canoe rentals, ice cream shops, and even a few breweries that are nestled along the trail. And with over 2 million visitors annually, you can understand why so many different businesses want to be a part of it. And also along the Little Miami Trail, there's a lot of kiosks that you'll find in the towns and just along the way that give you a lot of different information about the trail, where you're at, and it'll have maps in there as well. And along with just the 50 miles of trail that we maintain, we also maintain 5 different river accesses. From Cedar Creek access right outside of Waynesville we got Carl Ray outside of Foster's. We got Mathers Mills outside of Oregonia, and Halls Creek just outside of Morrow. And the access points are a great place to launch your canoes or kayaks. They're a great place to picnic and just even to sit along the river and fish. So the park has seen quite a few improvements over the years. I know just this last year we've seen a couple projects, and we're going to see a few more projects this year. So one of them is right outside of Morrow. You can see there we've got new asphalt and berm that was installed that helped. There was a lot of different issues with that area, so we got those fixed. There's a shelter going in currently at the Cowan location. We're excited about getting that finished and being able to have some shade for people to picnic there. And some projects coming up. We have 3 different trails or bridges along the trail that are going to get repaired. We got the first one at mile marker 18.5, which is outside of Oregonia. We have one at the bridge right at the Foster's location, and one at Beach Road down by Miamiville. We're always striving to make improvements to the trail, and we hope that you can come out and see everything that the Little Miami State Park has to offer. Thank you.
so much, Kyle. We want to bring back our Officer Weikert to tell us a little bit about those unique opportunities here on the trail.
Thanks, Catherine. Hello again, once again, Michael Weikert here, Natural Resource Officer, Southwest B. I want to talk to you also about the Little Miami River State Park. So first and foremost, as Kyle mentioned, the Little Miami is a very unique state park, which is most popular for the bike path that runs alongside it, as well as water recreational activities such as kayaking, canoeing, tubing, and whatnot. So the Little Miami River follows, the Little Miami State Park follows the Little Miami River. Tongue twister. As Kyle mentioned, there are a total of 5 boaters access points along the way that offer convenient launch and retrieval points for your canoes and kayaks. If you choose to get out on the water, please remember to be safe, bring a life jacket, don't go out alone, and at the very least, let someone know the exact location you'll be putting in at and then where your intended exit point is. So next, as I mentioned, there is a paved trail that follows the Little Miami River. It is around 78 miles long and is used mainly in a variety of ways available to the public for activities such as walking, running, or walking and running your leashed pets, biking, rollerblading, skateboarding, etc. It's also really popular for those who enjoy bird watching and searching for wildflowers. Many people come here in the late summer to see the American lotus. This flower is sometimes confused with lilies, but rest assured it is most definitely a lotus. So now there's some common courtesies to use while using the paved trail. When stopped, please step off of the trail. The best practice for the bike path is also to be courteous to everybody using it as well. Yield to children and animals. Keep your head up and watch for intersections and obey stop signs at the intersections. And remember, it is expected that when you do pass, whether it be walkers or other bicyclists, that you say passing on your left. And if you do use a bicycle, remember to hit the horn, the bell. I definitely appreciate it, hearing the bell whenever someone passes me when I'm using the trail. So also for your safety, be advised that every mile there are mile markers painted on the pavers so that you can easily see where you are and how far you've come, and also that helps us as officers locate you should you need some assistance or bring to our attention something that you'd like us to look at. So next, let's talk about trail safety. So I like to remind bikers to complete a pre-trip check of the bike. So this acronym that I like to use is ABC Quick Check. So A stands for the air in your tires. B is your brakes. Make sure that your brakes work and are lubricated correctly. So check your chain. C, chain, crank, cogs, or gears. The quick stands for your quick releases. Make sure they're secured, whether it be your saddlebags or your other gear and accessories. Lastly, the check stands for check that everything is tight by performing a 2-inch drop test of your bicycle. Take a short drive around the parking lot before you leave just to make sure everything works. Next, let's talk about helmets. A proper fitting helmet should be snug but not too tight. It should stay on your head without your chin strap slipping or buckling, and when you dip your head. So your eyes should be able to see the brim of the helmet when looking up. Your ears should slide to your chin strap, and then just under your ear there should be a Y with the chin strap. Your mouth should be able to fully open with the strap buckle. So also remember to wear bright reflective clothing, and that also contrasts. So consider additional lighting even during the daylight hours, and remember that after dark requires white light in the front and red to the rear. You should also carry basic tools and repair kits to address blowouts or broken chains and etc. So again, please remember to indicate your intentions when overtaking other bicyclists and pedestrians who use the bike path by saying on your left and hitting your bell. And bring some water. Hopefully it's only going to get hotter out there, so don't forget your water. Lastly, the trail is maintained by our wonderful park staff. Thank you so much for all that you guys do out there. We really appreciate it and definitely notice the improvements that you make to the trail. And then whatever gaps that are not covered by our staff, we want to make sure we thank the Friends of the Little Miami for all you guys do for the park. So also for the public, if you guys see a problem on the trail, let us know. And as I mentioned earlier, that Detour app that you download has a great feature that is titled Address a Problem or Report a Problem. All you have to do is select that option and it gives you a really convenient way to let us know your concerns, and you can also upload pictures as well. So thank you so much for watching. Come check us out.
Thank you so much, Officer Weikert. We want to kind of conclude here today with talking about, we've seen Cowan, we've seen the Little Miami. We really want you to feel like Clinton County can be your next destination. We have a member of our Convention and Visitors Bureau to tell us what else there is for you and your family to do here.
It looks like we have lost Susan.
Well, that is all right. We will go ahead and talk about the Clinton County Visitors Bureau, and hopefully we will be able to get Susan back here. To start out with, the Convention Visitors Bureau does a lot of wonderful things, not only for our state parks, but throughout the community. And to start with, they do a lot with agro-tourism. So Clinton County focuses on a rich kind of agricultural root system, and they have many unique attractions. And I bet this might be Susan here because she's like, wow, she's stealing all of my information. Does it look like we have her back, Sean?
I think so. Susan, are you here?
I'm here. For some reason, I got disconnected. Sorry about that, guys. Can everybody hear me okay?
It sounds good. I've started you right back at the beginning, Susan.
All right, guys. Thank you. I don't know what happened there, but I apologize. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Susan Valentine Scott. I'm the Executive Director for the Clinton County Convention and Visitors Bureau. I appreciate being able to be here today and talk a little bit about our wonderful county. And many asked us, you know, how did we survive in the middle of this pandemic, being travel and tourism, seeing how that travel and tourism came to an abrupt stop. With Ohio travel and tourism almost losing $86 billion in the state of Ohio, Clinton County, and we were one of the lucky ones, we were able to pull out with much success. We have so many unique attractions that we're able to allow our visitors to social distance. We did start a campaign, The Many Faces of Agritourism. We were fortunate to have KP Alpacas, Horse Feathers Farm, Cherry Bend Pheasant Farm, Shawpocker Farm, Stokeberry Farms, just to name a few, that helped us with this tourism campaign, the agritourism campaign. These unique farms showcase anything from alpacas to wallabies, pumpkins, pheasant hunting, and of course the best strawberries around. In talking with a lot of these entities in the middle of this pandemic, these attractions were up compared to 2019, and not many counties are that lucky. They had a very successful year. Even one entity was up 400%, and I mean, that's just amazing. We also, of course, as you have seen and heard, we have the beautiful Cowling Lake. We are just such a strong and vibrant county, and we're just one of the lucky ones. If you talk to other CVBs across the state of Ohio, we were able to sustain thanks to things in our backyard and these wonderful looking slides that we have kind of showing the picture of what we have. Next, we also want to mention the wonderful World Equestrian Center. It is the largest, one of the largest in the Midwest. All shows are free and they are open to the public, and these shows go all year round. This is like a village in itself. This is such a awesome must-see. If you've never been here, I invite you to come down and check it out. Check out their website, which is worldequestriancenter.com, for a full schedule. I mean, like I said, this is a village in itself. They have everything from a full-service restaurant, a hair salon, and it's an Aveda salon, I must mention, merchandise, a pool, cabins, trailers, and just come out, bring the kids, make it a weekend. There's so many things you can see, from agritourism to this wonderful place. And one of the things that's really unique with this is just the different types of shows that they have. We have, I think, 4 arenas, and it's just a huge monster. When you go there, you're just in awe of how big it is, and it's right in our backyard. And so if you, like I said, if you want to come and take a visit, you know, call the Clinton County Convention and Visitors Bureau, check out our Facebook page or website, or the World Equestrian Center's website. So many asked us too, you know, looking ahead of 2021, what do we have coming up? And we're rebounding, of course, like many, but we are rebounding in a good way. One of the things that we have coming up in July is our annual Rock the Block, and that's in downtown Wilmington. This was created as a fundraiser for our beautiful and historic 103-year-old theater. Not many are that lucky to be able to sustain that type of theater, and it's nestled in our downtown of Wilmington. We're so lucky that we've been able to sustain this theater, and having this event helps do that. And as you can see on the slide, I mean, this is full of entertainment. If you are an 80s person like myself, you probably will know most of these bands. And even if rock and roll isn't your genre, it's still a great time. It's a 2-day, we've turned it into a 2-day event. We will kick it off on Friday, and we're having this event part of our new downtown development that we're trying to get this entertainment district started and launched. It's a lot of fun, and again, I'd like to invite you down to something like this. If you don't like rock music, you can at least come. We have the Dora program. You can have an adult beverage. We have wonderful dining in downtown Wilmington. We have one of the things that's right there close is the General Denver that I must mention. As you can see, we have Winger and Autograph as our headliners. And also this summer, we partnered with the city of Wilmington, and we created an outdoor summer concert series, which is pretty much presented by the Rock the Block in the city of Wilmington. And as you can see on our slides, we have an array of acts in many genres. These concerts, like I had mentioned, will be in our newly and still in process, the entertainment district that we are working on now. If you've never been to the Tin Cap, which is going to be a part of that entertainment district, I ask you to come and see that as well. They specialize in unique ciders and beers, and it's just a beautiful place. But as you can see on this summer concert series, if you don't like rock, we have McGuffey Lane. Everybody knows who McGuffey Lane is. They're Ohio boys. And then we have Turn It Up, which is a Leonard Skinner cover. We're going to keep it local on Friday, July 23rd with a local band, Queen City Alibi. And then, of course, on July 30th and 31st, we have Rock the Block. And then in August, we have the Avalons. If you've never seen them, they're wonderful. It's a doo-wop, and they kind of a little some comedy thrown in there as well. And then if you're an American Idol fan and you follow American Idol, everybody will know the name Lane Hardy. He'll be in for part of our 150th celebration for the college. So again, I invite you to come to Wilmington. We have a lot going on. This is just to name a few. I wish I could have 1,000 slides to show you everything that we have going on. But if you have a moment, come over, visit Cowling Lake, visit all the great things in downtown Wilmington and everything that our county has to offer. Please check out our Facebook page, which is Clinton County in Southwest Ohio. And if you would like a visitor's guide, please call our office, which is 937-382-1965. Ask for Melissa or myself. And if you know somebody that's getting married or has a wedding or an event coming up, we also manage the Lost on Main. which is another great entity that the CVB is doing. So if you ever need a meeting space, we invite you to check that out. And that's the Loft on Main in Wilmington, Ohio on Facebook. So that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you again for your time, and we'd love to have you come play and explore in our rich agricultural county where the unexpected grows. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. We really appreciate you taking some time out today to talk to us a little bit. We really want all of our visitors to come and enjoy Clinton County and the Little Miami State Park. Before we conclude though today, we look like we have several really great questions here. And I think to start off with, let's stick with Little Miami and bring back our fisheries biologist, Justin. I think he can help us. It's asked, can you fish the Little Miami River and what might you catch out there?
Hello. Yes, you can fish on the Little Miami River. It's one of the, I'd say, premier smallmouth fisheries here in Southwest Ohio. We just wrapped up a 2-year study on it last year, and it's really packed full of some really quality smallmouth, all the way from the start of it up by John Bryant all the way down to where it enters the Ohio River for the most part. So I would say number one would be smallmouth for fishing, and then other things that you would find there is kind of seasonal, but there's some really good catfishing in certain spots, more lower into the Little Miami River. Also in the spring, around this time of the year, actually, there's some really good white bass spawning runs in certain locations, if you kind of find them. And then at the very bottom end of the Ohio River where it's backed up, or the bottom end of the Little Miami River where it's backed up by the Ohio River, there's a 2 to 3 mile section that really acts like a refuge area during flooding. And when the Ohio River is flooded and it backs up into the Little Miami River, you can find some really interesting fish down there in that 2 to 3 miles. Some big riverine fish like blue cats, hybrid stripers, you name it. Paddlefish, sometimes people will see paddlefish up in there. And it's a really interesting fishery, that last 2 to 3 miles, where you have the Little Miami River, more of a smaller riverine system, kind of joining the Ohio River. So anyway, hopefully that helps you guys and with your fishing adventures this summer.
Thank you, Justin. That was very helpful. More information for me too. But we've got one last question here, and I think it is perfect for our park manager, Melissa. I think she sold us on this camp store here. Someone asked, you mentioned that it might be opening soon. When might that be, if there is a date right now?
Sure. Our campground opens May 22nd for that weekend, and we plan to have the commissary open that first weekend when the campground opens. Our cabins do open next weekend, and hopefully we may have some limited hours when the cabins open next weekend. We have a lot of brand new staff, so they may be kind of training. So if you come next weekend, those first couple weekends in May, you just bear with us. We'll have some limited hours and training the new staff.
Thank you so much, Melissa, and everybody here with us today for helping showcase such wonderful state parks that we have to offer here in the Southwest. Why don't we bring back our Southwest District Manager to close us out today?
Thanks, Catherine, and thanks to all of our great presenters today. Thanks, Susan and Justin. Great partners for us for coming on and helping educate us and hopefully spark your interest about these state parks. I do want to apologize for some of our technical difficulties today. It's just part of it, unfortunately, with the world we're living in now. So with that, remember, you can make a camping reservation 6 months in advance by going to reserveohio.com or by calling 866-OHIO-PARKS. It's gearing up to be a busy year, folks, so don't delay in making your reservations. So with that, I hope you all make some time to go out and enjoy one of Ohio's great state parks sometime soon, and thank you.